Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion out here in the deep woods. My name is Kimberly Quinn. This is Giovanni. He's kind of got a lot of snowballs going on right now. And we are here, G and I are here to have another lovely Minecraft discussion in the deep woods after some pretty huge pow-pow, which is my favorite. I'm a winter person. I'm a skier, which is what I'm doing like all day tomorrow at Stowe. Other than some stuff I got to crank out early in the morning. And yeah, and the snowshoeing thing is the bomb.com too. It's just so peaceful and serene. I can't tell you. So the topic today, which I thought up, now, actually about an hour ago, is, tis the season to be anxious. Tis the season to be anxious. So even if you're not diagnosed with something, the holidays can really do that to us. And we also don't always realize the difference between anxiety and stress because lots of people think they're the same. And stressors are actually external. I'm going to put that in air quotes because we can also create them in our heads, which would make them internal. But really, stress is really things like bills and, relationships, the whole idea, and then all the, just all of it, external stuff. Bills, relationships, whatever. Health concerns, mental or physical, that's all stress, and then the stress causes anxieties. Anxiety is a response to stress. So you can find different definitions to stress. If you look different places, you can tell Giovanni's, well, she's not actually that stressed at all. He's got carrying around some snow though. Anyway, so one of my favorite definitions of stress, actually, if you look them up again, you'll find all different ones. I'm pretty sure it was John Kabat-Zinn, is stress is wanting the present moment to be something other than it is. Think about that. Because life unfolds as it unfolds, right? We really the whole control thing around there is pretty much an illusion. And so even when something, bad happens, it is what it is. Like, let's say, like you blow a tire or something, that sucks. No one wants that. I don't know if there's ever a good time I suppose there could be one, like a fluky thing, like an outlier. But basically, there's not a good time for a car to break down. Blow a tire or whatever. And there's also not a good time, at least in, I don't like saying first world, second world, that kind of thing. But let's say like in some societies that are fast-paced and very tech-dependent, there isn't really a good time for a computer to go either. And we're usually swearing and kicking and screaming and things like that. When in reality, if the computer broke, it broke. If the car broke down, it broke down. We have to now figure out where to go with it, right? And what, action plan, but actually just wrapping up into all the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and now I'm going to be late, and it's my first date, now they're not going to want to see me again, and it was my interview, now I'm not going to get the job, it was my second interview, and now I'm not going to get the job. It was, I'm late to class, and now I'm going to fail because I waited to the last minute to do everything. Or with all the what-if thinking is what really is, that's the anxiety piece. It's not the actual blown tires. You get what I'm saying? So we move that into the holidays kind of thing. And with the definition of stress, which I'm pretty sure is John Kabat-Zinn, of wanting the present moment to be something other than it is, if you have an annoying aunt, your brother just got married and you don't like his wife, she's I'm going to say shallow hell, but I guess that was the right thing. You don't like her because of whatever reason. That part is what it is. What you can do is strategize around it and do some micro moves, to kind of stave it off. It's really important. So here's the two biggies with the anxiety thing, and I can all hear it now. Oh, that's so easy for her to say. It is easy for me to say. It's easy for anybody to say, and doing it takes a little more juice. But it's whatever we practice, we get better at. So here's the two big ones. If you want to reduce anxiety, remember, set the bar, do your best. Right? When we aim for perfect, with mindfulness, with the job, with school, with relationship, it doesn't even exist, right? If you can get that, little perfect moment, you got nowhere to go but down with it, right? Because we just can't maintain that as human beings. We're human, obviously. So, yeah. So mindfulness is to be in the moment, even if the tire's blown. We're not saying it's enjoyable all the time, but be in this moment. And rarely, like we discussed in a few videos ago, rarely is life an emergency. Thank God. Like that horrible phone call from a state trooper who, car accident. Like, we don't even want to go there. Thankfully, that rarely happens, right? And then the other thing is it's also usually not an urgency. Life is almost all the time not an emergency. The high majority of the time, again, thankfully. And it's rarely even an urgency. But we get caught up in this rushed momentum that then the snowball analogy is really good right now because you can see little G's carrying them all over the place. Those little snowballs, he's holding on to them. So and it snowballs and snowballs and snowballs because we allow it. The brain likes patterns, loves patterns. So if it's used to, what if this, what if that, what if this, and then all this self-deprecating, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, I'm not this. If that's the pattern that it's used to traveling, it's going to continue to look for it because the brain loves patterns, and it's like a duality. The brain's trying to please you, much like a golden retriever. So when they do something, when they find it, like, oh, I've been looking for that, that, what if so-and-so shames me at the dinner again? Or, what if I get the letter that says I'm not getting sent back to college? What if, all of that, and then your brain finds it. That's like giving a dog a big treat, even like a prime rib bone, because the brain's excited. Oh, I got the approval. No offense, G, because you're such a good boy. And so we are allowing that. And so the thing is, a lot of people think, oh, she doesn't understand that, my anxiety. Yes, I do. It's a brain thing. So that's good news, bad news, right? Because the good news is it's not your fault. The bad news is it's still, or maybe not bad news, but other news, because it is good when you turn it around, is that once we become aware of whatever it is, we're responsible. Dr. Dave says it all the time. We are then responsible for our own, accountable, responsible, almost, I guess, synonymous with taking care of it and working hard to reduce it. Okay, so mindfulness, be in the moment. Most of them are good, or at least neutral. The high majority, so just be in the washing the dishes. We talked about it. Be out in the snow with your golden retriever. Be in the woods. Be in Central Park. Be in the elevator by yourself. Anything. And then the other one, of course, the key to happiness, and there are lots of keys, but the biggest key, like the master key. There you go. Didn't even plan that. I'm thinking of because I'm in academia, of course, like the RDs who have the key to everything, or people that have the key to everything. The key that has all the other little keys attached, like the master key, is gratitude. Because when we can find something to be appreciative about and really reside there, because mindfulness and gratitude go together like peas and carrots. You cannot separate them. You can try, but they're together because you're in the moment. You're grateful for, look what's behind me here and all around me. And that can be wherever you are. You can be sitting in a mechanic shop waiting for your snow tires to get on. Make use of that time, right? Because here's the thing, looking for anything to be grateful for. My eyesight, big things change when you can't see. My spine working, right? My legs, my arms. I've got maybe one person in my life who I really care about, whatever. A grateful heart has no room for sadness or anxiety, none. So that's where the mindfulness piece comes in. If we were 100% in the moment, 100, not like 95, okay, 100% in the moment. We'll say 99.9. We'll leave that margin for error. We don't like to say perfect. If the majority of you, okay, is in the moment and running that gratitude rampage. I just did one the other day. I do my gratitude journal every day of my life, and sometimes I do an actual rampage for 17 seconds. Everything I'm looking at, the trees, the snow, Giovanni, my husband at home, my 5 kids, their new wives, the hot tea this morning, the chili I made last night. I just went on a rampage. You cannot be anxious. A grateful heart and a quiet mind together. We're not saying no thoughts, because that's, especially for the Fast Mind Club, not going to happen on this day. For the most part, quiet mind, grateful heart, there is no room for anxiety. And all the annoying relatives in the world cannot shake you. They cannot shake you, and they cannot cause it. We allow it. They don't cause it. And so that brings me to one more thing, because this is what I remind myself of. That's why I went on the gratitude rampage a few days ago. Something was annoying me. I knew that it was annoying me. I knew it was ridiculous that it was annoying me. So I went on a gratitude rampage. So with the mindfulness and gratitude thing, master keys, okay, for being happy and free of anxiety and fear-based thinking. And to remember that no matter who gives you snark, no matter who, stole the promotion from you, whatever, as much as that sucks, and it doesn't give them a pass for aggressive behavior, and it absolutely does not. Here's the thing, though. I remind myself, and it works like a little key under the master key, is try very hard to remember that life happens for us, not to us. Because so many people walk around, especially at the holidays, this is so timely for right now, looking for ways to be offended. So what do you think is going to happen? What you look for, you're going to find. So and then you get all worked up, and we're not even saying it's legit, but you go looking for it, you're going to find it, okay? So life happens for us, not to us. There's a reason for everything. Even if you lost the job, somebody snuck a promotion out from under you, and it was malicious and manipulating, and that doesn't make it okay. They don't get a pass. However, there's a reason and a season for everything, okay? And it makes it for that particular issue. And there was one bigger one I had back in August. I just reminded myself, somehow, some way, there's some big something good that's coming out of that. There's some big something good. And so, do we want to be grateful for the snark and the things that the annoying relatives say? No. Do we want to be grateful for how we grow from it? Absolutely. We grow from it. We become better at life, right? Better strategizing, figuring out our next move. And that's the last thing I'm going to say is, if you find yourself focusing too much on the annoying person or the annoying tradition or the annoying whatever, work really hard to shift out of that. Because remember, to stay in your high-flying disc, your high-flying frisbee, picture yourself maybe up there in an orange monster hat, living your best possible life. Whatever you pay attention to is what you're attracting. So you don't want to give all kinds of attention to the problem. You want to shift out of that, focus on what your next big move is in your life. Think about, maybe it's job, maybe it's relationship, maybe it's travel, maybe it's whatever. Leave all that petty bullshit behind. It's taking away from your potential, right? Like the pizza we talk about. There's a slice of it going to Aunt so-and-so, brings that horrible bean casserole every year, and then it makes everybody take a taste of it. No, just steal that life minute back and focus on something that's not even related to the holidays. Like the next thing, like where you want to go with your life, next big move, something. Wherever your attention is, whatever you attenuate to, sexy 14-karat word for paying attention. Whatever your energy is on, whatever your attention is to, is first of all what's going to make it into memory. That's also a main thing. And the other thing is, that's what you're going to attract. So we don't want to focus on the problem. Focus on where you are going with your life and step out of that current. Okay, because the holidays actually can be enjoyed. And it's kind of like, if you can manage being calm and peaceful and grateful through the holidays, you can certainly do it the rest of the year when things are easier. Usually. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful deep woods with Big Pow Pow and Giovanni in northern Vermont. Have a mindful day that has minimal, if any, anxiety.